Now me and that girl that I met on the street, we're rolling down the road down in New Orleans. Got a full tank of gas and the money out the match. Got a real good feeling, something bad about the About to tear it up down in New Orleans. It's just like a real life Thelma and Louise. If the cops catch up, they're gonna call it kidnapping. Got a real good feeling, something bad about that. Hey, Christina. Yeah, I'm going to wait just a minute. But I do have to say something. Look, I finally got my new car. Remember the one I've been trying to get? You know, be jealous, do whatever. I don't care. Y'all thrive off of jealousy. So, these people. Hold on. I've got to put congrats. Well, it really wasn't I just had to get rid of my other vehicle because it was the SUV that I've had to have for what? 19 years with a third row seat and a gas guzzler. So now that everybody in our household has their own vehicle, I got to get something else. So, all right. I don't even know what to say, but I'm going to try to say this and y'all invite people, see if you can get people these messages coming to me and all of this drama. Hold on, I'm going to put that right there. Tell me if you can hear me still, because I've got some other things to work on while I'm talking. So I'm not really going to read comments until I finish this, but I want to address a couple things because this is absolute nonsense. This man from Ohio that wants to proceed to try to twist a narrative that he has done nothing wrong and blame other people for his nefarious acts and his own character flaws and his own blatant criminal activity is not a concern of mine. I do not care what he says. I do not care what he does. I do not care what excuses or what quote unquote proof that in his nonsensical, psychological, abusive mind he tries to put out on the internet. What I have seen is the things that he is using completely negates everything that he is trying to accomplish. But he cannot stop. So let him go. He cannot stop. He will not stop, and nor will the Turners. And this idea that they were gone somewhere for 30 days and the way he twists Pam's words is, just typical narcissistic, abusive, cover my own ass behavior that he participates in and has participated in for a very long time and had his hands in a lot of things, including way back to the vault. So, I really don't know what else to say about him or to him except he's made his bed. He needs to, man up for once in his life, accept his consequences, and it is what it is. This blaming, I'm trying to put proof out on the internet that this phone call proves this and this phone call proves that. No, it doesn't. And I do want to discuss this phone call between Pam and McKenna because it has been twisted every which way but sideways. I have listened to the phone call, and Mr. Ohio, I think I'm Billy Badass. I'm going to do all these things to people, and it's okay. Needs to listen carefully. Nothing he is saying is the truth. Nothing. Nothing. Pam did not try to get me on the phone because it's some kind of gang stalking activity. Sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, that's what he does. So what happened was Tammy Craycraft Everhart, and I hate to bring up her name because I'm sure she will go on a 2 day long spill about how um I don't advocate the way she thinks I should and how she is going to report me here and report me there. But that's fine too because I am going to address this. Um, Tammy Craycraft Everhart came to my phone via text with some allegations about how I am not advocating for children. So I proceeded to say, okay, that's your opinion, but pretty much not true. So, in her attempt to try to prove to me that that I do not advocate for children, which by the way is none of her business and does not concern her. And I have no duty or obligation or any professional responsibility to advocate for any child of anyone except the cases that I'm involved in. However, I do, and I pick and choose those. Um, if I see something wrong that I think is wrong, I will say so. It is not for her or anyone else on this box to tell me who I am to advocate for. So she comes to me with this nonsense, and in trying to prove it, she sends me pictures of a child, and I think it was put out. I did not know it at the time, but NJ Turner put those pictures in a messenger with me, a communication with me, and I had no idea where they came from. Apparently, they came from McKenna, and the persons whose child it is and McKenna had squashed that a long time ago. So that was handled. But Tammy Craycraft Everhart proceeded to continue to text and text and text the most nonsensical, the most and I think they've been shown. I think somebody showed them. But anyway, she chose to do that. So she did. And when she made a statement wherein she said, and by the way, how have you been affected by any of this? Are your children, or don't quote me on exactly what she said, but it made me extremely angry. And so I shared something with her that had happened that was caused by these people on the internet, um, the Turners, Mr. Cropper, Miss Blair, and probably, and I'll say her name, Miss Horton, Misty, and that whole little group. Because Mr. Cropper and this group has targeted me and other people because they don't like what we say. Well, not my problem. So I shared something with her that I had not shared with McKenna, Pam, or anyone. Anyone. So after I sent that text, I picked up the phone, or I think it was Messenger, and I called Pam first. McKenna, myself, and Pam were not in a group messenger together at that time. I had chosen that I would talk to people individually. And when Pam is talking on that audio to McKenna, she is talking about my behavior when all this happened and how I left groups, how I had things that I had to deal with that I did not tell anyone. And they all had no idea what was going on. Nor should they, nor do I have an obligation to tell them. So, Mr. Cropper, you can take they're all working together. They're after me. They're targeting me. That's not true. So, in any event, I called Pam and I proceeded to tell Pam what I had told Cray Cray, because I knew it was only a matter of time before her big mouth ran and everybody found out. I did not want Pam. I did not want McKenna to think that I was hiding anything from them. And it wasn't a matter of hiding anything. It was a matter of it was nobody's business at the time. So I called Pam. I discussed what had occurred with Pam. Me and her had a conversation. I said, I do plan on calling McKenna as soon as I hang up with Pam. And during that conversation, Pam says, McKenna's calling me now. And I said, oh, good, just put me in and I'll go ahead and talk to her too. Well, she couldn't do that because McKenna called her on a landline. It wasn't on Messenger. So, Mr. Cropper, when you say that Pam had to go to Karen Materna, you don't know what was going on. You don't know the facts. You don't know the truth. And you take it upon yourself to twist the narrative once again to try to cover your own little crappy pants with a recording that does not even say anything you claim it says. In that recording, Pam does not admit to doing anything to you. Nothing. Nothing. But you put your little spin on it to try to cover your own little crappy pants, once again, which you have done all the way back until the vault when you decided to insert yourself as you accuse me and others as being in this for 3 years. No, sir. Actually, you and NJ Turner are the two that have been in this for 3 years and continued the same behavior over and over and over again while you use your little YouTube and you use your little voice to try to spin other people's words to cover your own crappy pants. That conversation did not say anything that he says it said. Nor does it say anywhere in Pam's own words that she was doing anything to Mr. Cropper. And what I will tell you is this. You don't, and I've said it before, you don't get to rob a bank and then not go in a bank for a month or say you haven't been in a bank for a month and all your little crimes just disappear. That's not how life works. And I'll address that for a minute. None of you went anywhere. Do I have the proof of that? Absolutely. Do I have to put it on this box? Absolutely not. But just because your mouth is not flapping 24/7 on here like it normally is, does not mean that you went somewhere or you wanted it to stop, as you say. Because when you're working behind the scenes in a bunch of other inboxes and group chats that I don't know why you people think just can't be gotten, stop lying. Stop trying to push your narrative to cover your own crappy pants and your own behavior. Because no one made you do anything that you have done. You made a conscious decision about 3 years ago to insert yourself into a bunch of nonsense and proceeded to commit numerous crimes in the process. That's not Karen Materna's fault. That's not Pam Liggett's fault. That's not anyone's fault but your own. So you can continue to do what you do, and you can continue to try to twist words, put things on social media like it matters, like somebody cares what you say, because all of your dirty is very well documented. Nobody targeted you, Mr. Cropper. Nobody targeted the Turners. But what they have done, along with Miss Blair and about 5 or 6 other individuals, was work extremely hard the past month or so to do some very nefarious things. So that conversation does not do anything. Now, and yes, I was going to talk to McKenna. In fact, I was going to talk to McKenna as soon as she got off the phone with Pam. I have never told McKenna that I would not help her. I have never, and when I say help, don't twist the words. I mean, be there as somebody that has been her child has been totally, you know, just completely, drugged through the mud in all this. But also, McKenna chose to go out and say some things about Blair's child. So at that point, I made a decision to remove myself from that situation because I don't agree with it. And if McKenna had a lawyer, the DA's office, and everything else, she should not have gone out and said the things about Blair's child that she said. That is my opinion. I can have that. Does it mean I don't like McKenna? No. Does it mean I think anything about McKenna? No. But she is a grown woman and she can do what she wants to do. Which totally proves, Mr. Cropper, that Karen Materna is not telling anyone to do anything. But you don't know because you just want to get on this box and flap your gums and try to make other people believe what you want them to believe. And the bottom line is that doesn't matter. Nothing on this box matters. What is said. So I don't know why your psychosis makes you do that and continue to lie and continue to insert yourself and continue to make yourself look like the criminal thug you are, because that's all it does. All of you. The Turners, Cropper, Blair, anytime the live button is pushed. So my opinion is I don't care. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. Because what they have done is enough. Now, I do want to address this real quick about he plays Kathy Bailey, and I haven't said these names. He shows where Kathy Bailey sent him that audio. I don't really care who sent him the audio. To be quite honest with you, the audio does not even do what he says it is doing. But I'm going to address that. Um, he says that Kathy Bailey sent me a text and asked me a question. Okay, really? Kathy Bailey is the one that was in my inbox and running around with you, Mr. Cropper, wherein you were encouraging her to file nefarious bar complaints against me. And I don't know why. I guess she had a day of common sense where she reached out to me and I agreed to talk to her. And in that conversation, she told me that this is what had happened. And she also said she realized that I had not impersonated her online. After that conversation, she proceeds to go back out online, bash me, trash me, and continue the same narrative that, Mr. Cropper wants her to push, maybe. I don't know. But so she did. So when it is said that Kathy Bailey comes to me and asks me a question, and instead of answering it, I did all these things, um, I had no reason to talk to Kathy Bailey. None. I talked to her once, and we talked about what you were doing, Mr. Cropper, and what you were trying to do to me, along with the Turners. So when she came to me again after that conversation, and then she goes back out online and does the same crap that she has been doing the whole time, I was not going to address her, and I was not going to speak to her. And put it out, please, because it's hysterical. When I told her that there was now a media relations person, and that would be Marietta, it was funny. It was real funny. Maybe you don't think so, maybe nobody else does, but those of us that laughed thought it was real funny. So put it out, spin it however you want, because there's always conversations before and conversations after that negates everything you try to say, Mr. Cropper. Then you want to talk about somebody's trying to take you down. No. When the truce was made and I saw straight through you, and I reached out to other individuals that I knew were going to be targeted too, not because I had it in an inbox, but because I knew it. Because I know what you are, how you operate, and what you do, along with the Turners. And you didn't disappear. Nobody disappeared. Nobody went anywhere except for in a bunch of conversations, including one that has been revealed that was twisted also, like nothing was occurring in it, except for, Mr. Cropper, you were going to sign false affidavits with false information you had received from the Turners. Way to go. Smart move. And it was not just me. It was several people, including Pam, including Judy, including Tracy, including now it has included Marietta and Jen, because you don't like us. None of you like us because we see straight through your crap. But to go behind the scenes and do the things that y'all did and y'all have participated in for 3 years was your biggest mistake. Then to come out on this box and say, oh, it's gone for a month. Yeah. Okay. Keep talking. Keep running your mouth. Put whatever you want to on your little YouTube, because all it does is show you continue to try to hurt other people by trying to cover your own crappy pants with nonsense, because you're not even good at it, because it doesn't even say what you say it says. And the Turners put out whatever Cropper, continue to lie. Put out whatever, because what you're missing is what Karen Materna might or might not have done, what Pam Liggett might or might not have done, what Jennifer Flavin might or might not have done, what Marietta might or might not have done is irrelevant to the fact that y'all have been in this, doing this, hurting individuals, trying to have individuals falsely arrested and other things for 3 entire years. And the two that have ran the entire, I'm going to call it criminal organization for lack of a better word, are the Turners and Cropper. Go figure. I have been accused of exactly what I said last night. I have been accused of making a false report and calling CPS on the Turners and their daughter. I have been accused of doing that to Tammy Blair and her grandchildren with all lies that are in their own words, Mr. Cropper, and yours on this box. Accusations that are completely false, along with calling Tammy Blair's husband's job, along with calling a bankruptcy attorney, along with trying to get a 5150 hold on individuals. And it goes on and on and on and on. What I would suggest is you try to understand what proof is. Because Karen Materna didn't do any of those things. And when you try to report all of that to agencies, law enforcement, guess what? They kind of get to the bottom of it. And in doing so, y'all walked yourself right into exposing to the individuals that matter what you have been doing for 3 years. So I guess that's all I have to say. He wanted to talk about Bailey. He wanted to talk about me targeting him. He wanted to talk about, I'm not the one that wants to practice law without a license and then try to say somebody that speaks up is targeting me. No, actually, if I didn't speak up, Mr. Cropper, I would not be trying to protect every single parent that you are filling their ears with all your nonsense and destroying their lives because you think you're something you're not. And you think you understand a judicial system that you do not. Oh, I was also accused of, let's not forget. Do y'all remember when he said he was going to, what was that? Wait, he was going to get every case of mine with every client I have in the state of Alabama. Remember that? Remember that? Well, Mr. Cropper, just because you said that, there were actions that I had to take to protect my clients. You wouldn't know anything about that because, see, you practice law without a license and you don't understand what that relationship means. So when you open that door yourself, you also open the door for every single bit of your dirty to be discovered. Because who does that? Oh, I know. You were trying to prove a point that I'm a man hater. Well, ridiculous. And what I could not have was for the people and the thugs on this box to somehow, some way get a hold of information and start terrorizing clients of mine, which you said you were going to get a hold of the information. Your words. So let's talk about what is in your words, Mr. Cropper. All the way back 3 years ago. And every single, the Turners too, every single video where they try to twist, spin, and think that it matters what they say on this box to cover up what they have done. I submit to you, when an individual says, nobody is going to make me, and I don't even want to use the word, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over going down to your trashy level so that you can understand my words, because that's all you know. But this individual says nobody's going to make me STFU up, not even the FBI. Just ask Cropper. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that individual has Cropper in his YouTube protecting them from their nefarious acts when they make those kind of statements. Because it's all insanity. It's all ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The lie that was told and was pushed out by Anitra and NJ about me contacting an event coordinator to further have me targeted online by a group of a bunch of fake patriots and scammers is pretty well documented as well, because it was a lie too. So that's what they do. That's what they say. I don't want anyone else to be upset over all these videos and all this talk, because that's all they do. That's all they can do. What they should do is stop. But and actually stop and not say, I'm stopping. I haven't been on the internet. I haven't done this in a month. No. So, and I will say this since I brought up her note. Hey, Cray Cray, do whatever, sweetheart. Do whatever. Because when these nefarious people, all nefarious, all criminal thugs, came after me, as soon as I saw straight through them, I decide who I advocate for and who I don't on my personal time that has nothing to do with anything with my professional responsibilities. Now, you file a false complaint because you think you know what you're doing and you think you know what you're talking about. I will use all the remedies I have as far as civil suits go, because I have said none of you are my clients. None of you are anything to me professionally. So it doesn't matter how many times you go on this box and you try to make that nexus by saying the attorney, the lawyer, the this, the that. Do it all you want. It doesn't make it happen. It doesn't make those responsibilities, my professional responsibilities, attached to you. Ever. So, I'm going to look at the comments, and I did not want to do this today, but what I do not want is there are some very upset people because, it's upsetting to hear somebody run their mouth, and I'm going to say it again. Um, Turners, Blair, Cropper, especially Cropper, listen up. Listen up. Why don't you go pay a retainer to a lawyer and let that lawyer that knows the law tell you that anything that is public and viewed is not considered stalking. So, this idea that you continue to flab, and I'm going to say it, your mongoloid gums, because you do look like that. And that's not being ugly, that's my opinion. Um, you continue to do that and say that over and over and over again. You can say it over and over and over again, but it does not make it true. But what you do accomplish by doing that is upsetting people. Because, yes, people are watching your stupid videos because you have attacked people and you have made false claims about other people committing crimes. You have made false claims about other people's mental statuses, all to cover your own little crappy pants. And so some of that is upsetting to some that do not clearly understand what it is you do. So I'm on here to tell all of those individuals in one ear and out the other. And I will say it, and she will attack me, but God forbid, I will get attacked, but I will stand for these individuals. I will stand for Jen. I will stand for Marietta. I will stand for Pam. I will stand for all the people that are getting attacked by the mouthpieces of these criminal thugs. The Tina Pizza Woman people. And let me say this to NJ Turner. Sweetheart, if you are that desperate to have to put that thing out and make that thing start talking for you because Cropper can't anymore, because Blair can't anymore, or they don't. So you go to her to attack, to lie, to, do all the things y'all do. And you think that that is going to work for you? Anyone that listens to that woman for 1.2 seconds knows she is not only insane, she is dangerous in my opinion. She is either insane and hyped up on some type of narcotic or drugs or street drugs, or she is just criminally insane. So I only say this to, do what you have to do. Report, report, report. Continue to report. Continue to watch, but do not get upset over what these individuals say on this box. Because you only have to think one thing and one thing only. Listen to it. You have NJ Turner in this Crazy Loon's videos, um, egging her on like this is some type of sane situation going on here, which probably shows the sanity of NJ Turner. Were there many people manipulated? Were there many people used? Absolutely. And the common denominator is NJ Turner and Jim Cropper and Blair have done it to everyone, either individually or in group chats or whatever type of communication they had to manipulate, hurt, try to capture some kind of evidence to use against that person, all to cover up their own dirty. That's all that has happened here, folks. That's it. And you notice, I mean, they will say, well, you did this, you did this. Okay, well, you know what? You three have done it all over and over and over again. By you, and also in that process, used other individuals, including myself, to try to insert and get involvement so that then you could turn it, twist it, and say, you did this. You're the one that did this. Well, no, not really. Y'all did it. And y'all have done it for months and months and months and months. The targets change, the people change, and you get your jollies from it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to read the comments, and I do have to, I got to go. Anybody want to say anything, say it now, but I can't, the messages, but I did want to straighten just those certain things out and try to, look, Pam, he's going to say you're psychotic, you're this. They've been running with that forever, forever. And they will continue to run with that. It doesn't make it true. What they have done to you is beyond criminal. Starting with the whole Piglet narrative and his decisions to go online and do that and then decide, oh, I'm going to go offline and I'm going to make a truce, and then that's going to mean that I'm not that person. Okay, whatever. I mean, do you see how ridiculous that is? Nobody made these choices for these people except for themselves. Of course he was. I mean, I said it, you know, and and I want to address this too. The timelines don't lie. Exactly when, exactly when NJ Turner wanted to, poor pitiful me, my children have been hurt, to talk to me again was the exact same time frame that